Good evening and welcome to the City of Opa-locka regular commission meeting. Tonight is February 23rd, 2022, 7 p.m. Roll call.
Commissioner Bass.
Here.
Commissioner Dominguez.
Here.
Vice Mayor Taylor.
Here.
Mayor Williams.
Here. Invocation, please stand. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this evening, Lord. We thank you for this day and every day you've given us. Lord, we ask that you bless this meeting, bless the great citizens of Opa-locka and the residents and all the people that want to do right. We ask that you cover us and make sure that we are doing the right thing and moving this city forward. In these things we ask, amen.
Amen.
Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to present awards. If the commission can join me down so that we can present, this being our last commission meeting of Black History Month. We know that what we wanted to do was highlight Black businesses in the city of Opa-locka and to ensure that we support Black business by Black and continue to raise awareness when we talk about businesses. So at this time, the commission will please join me down front. So we would like to honor one of our residents and, well, a place that I probably need to join, which is Come Get Some Fitness. Yeah, okay, y'all didn't catch that. And I need to go get some fitness. And we know that we've seen these beautiful ladies run around and around Fisherman Street. And you know, one day I'm like, what is this? What is this? And I'm like, okay, keep up the great work. And so we want to take pride in knowing that you are inspiration. Miss Debbie Lusant, if you can come on up, give her a hand. I'm gonna read it. We take pride in knowing that you, Debbie, are an inspiration to the Black community and to the great people of the city of Opa-locka. And I believe that it takes many hands to build strong and safe communities. And you, Debbie, are a vital part of that important process. And we, the commission, commend you for your dedication to being a thriving member of our business community. And understand, we use the word thriving because that's what we want. So we know Black History Month is an ideal opportunity to pay tribute to the many vital contributions that you've made and will continue to make in the economic life and vibrancy of our city. So it is also a time to reflect on human experience and aspirations. And on this day, February 23rd, we salute you, Miss Debbie Lusant of Come Get Some Fitness. although we've recognized Come Get Some Fitness, Miss Debbie Lusant, but our other awardees who could not make it also was Jackson Soul Food Restaurant, and what was the third one? I cannot remember. Lucy B's, thank you. And knowing that all of the awardees tonight are also women. And so we know what next week starts, right? There you go, Women's History Month. So we're gonna turn up, ladies, next month. So congratulations. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Move it.
Moved by Vice Mayor Taylor,
Second.
second by Commissioner Dominguez. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Mayor Williams,
Yes.
motion passes 4-0.
Call for a motion to approve the workshop minutes for May 17th, 2021.
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Bass,
Second.
second by Commissioner Dominguez. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Call for a motion to approve the workshop minutes for June 23rd, 2021.
Move it.
Moved by Vice Mayor Taylor,
Second.
second by Commissioner Dominguez. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Call for a motion to approve the regular commission meeting minutes, February 9th, 2022.
Move it.
Moved by Vice Mayor Taylor,
Second.
second by Commissioner Dominguez. Madam Clerk, roll call. I'm sorry, Commissioner Bass. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Do we have any District 1 or District 2 County Commissioner reports, Madam Clerk?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Do we have any public presentations?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
we had the Florida Department of Transportation was scheduled to do a presentation this evening. However, their project was pushed back, so they would like to defer the presentation till probably May or June of this year.
Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please read the rules for participation in Citizens Forum?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening. City of Opa-locka Commission meetings are held in person at Shabandi Village Auditorium, 215 Purvis Avenue, Opa-locka, Florida. Members of the public wishing to address the commission may do so in person or virtually. Those persons wishing to participate virtually should register prior to the scheduled meeting time on the city's website at www.opalockafl.gov. When speaking before the commission, please make sure to give your full name and address for the record. There is a 3-minute time limit for public comments. Please adhere to the decorum policy, which is part of the commission meeting agenda. City commission meetings are aired through live stream at www.youtube.com/users/City of Opa-locka. And at this time, Madam Mayor, we do have one individual that has registered to speak virtually. That's former Commissioner Joseph Kelly.
Okay. At this time, Citizens Forum is open. And we will go to our online.
Good evening.
Good evening, we can hear you.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Mayor and Commission. My name is Reverend Joseph Kelly, 485 Dunat Avenue, Opa-locka, Florida. Tonight, I want to speak on several things. I would hope to get answers. If not tonight, definitely as soon as possible. First, I guess the question is, why are still in Ingham Park still not staffed and open? The community was told from the city a few months ago that parks will be open and staffed 7 days a week, and this has not happened. And in my opinion, to add insult to the community, Helen Miller Center is rented out for functions, but not open as a park for the community. I really don't understand that. Also, Ingram Park has had a schedule of improvements that go back a couple of years, and yet the only two that I've seen completed are the lighting and the field bathrooms. The baseball fields are undone, the tennis and basketball courts have not been addressed, as well as the pavilion coverings. The community has waited patiently, in my opinion, for a year, and still those are the only two things done. And to me, that's really not acceptable as a resident. In addition, I'd also like to know, where is the city on the $150,000 money that was allocated for the park master plan? Where is that in the process? A couple other things I want to bring to your attention is, while the road paving and sidewalks that have been ongoing for a couple of years are progressing, I do think for that going forward, there needs to be more oversight in making sure that the work is good. I've noticed on some of the streets where it's starting to crack already. Some of the signage with the markings seem to be crooked or off. So I don't know how we're maintaining that, but I would hope we would take a look at it. Also, the railroad track, and of course, everybody goes across it on Opa-locka Boulevard, coming across, seems to be sinking even more. So we can hopefully address that, or have CS look into that. That would be great. And also the city bus. I had the opportunity the other day to pull up next to it, and quite honestly, it was deplorable to look at. Hadn't been washed in a while. There's no city markings on it. I don't know where we are on getting a trolley like other cities. I know it was talked about a while back about getting that, but we still deserve better. The city's paying money, so we need to do better on that. I thank you for your time and your attention, Mayor and Commission, on these concerns. Have a great evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Citizens Forum is open.
Good evening, Commission. Tarani Mitchell, 14225 Northwest 22nd Place. I come before you tonight. I'm a little upset because I have to go outside my city to enjoy other cities' festivities when we should have our own festivities here. It's happening too often. We have our own budget, just like every other city. We should do things just like other cities as well. I have a concern that I brought in previously about the striping from the road work by Siegel Park and my block. They have not came back yet. They did the other side by Burlington on the canal. Mr. Aria told me that was just the beginning or whatever. Okay, I understand there was changes and everything, but they have not been back to strike that side of the road as of yet. One side is done, the other one is not, but the other side that it is done is uneven. Previously, there was a opportunity for applicants to apply for crossing guards. We need crossing guards. 22nd Avenue down by the store, by Rutland and other locations. What happened with those positions? Were they filled at the time? Because we have kids that are coming across the road on 22nd Avenue and there's no crossing guard. Also up on 135th by the store as well. There's a lot of kids that cross that area over there. I was told previously about some information that was provided for work for seniors to have work done to their homes. Where is this information being advertised? We have a lot of seniors in our residence here. They don't know about it. If I don't talk about it or somebody else that know about the information talk about it, they have no knowledge. I have seniors and plenty of people that come to me asking me, do I know of anybody or if the city have programs that they can get repairs done to their home? We have a PR person. Where they advertising? Everybody is not on social media, like I keep saying. So we need to look again about putting some type of literature in the water bills or something where the seniors and residents, whatever's going on, that we are made aware. Because everybody is not on social media. You have a lot of people that are young that don't desire to be on social media. So we need to look into that more so we can utilize the funds that are given to have these things done. Because there are plenty of seniors that may not have grandkids or family members, or just don't have the funds to paint their houses, get ramps or windows or whatever the case may be. So we need to do better about getting that information out to them. And the last thing, this is the second time I've come with this. About 2 years ago, when we had the mortgage assistance, I asked about the residents that applied. They told me that money went to Miami-Dade County, but it was dispersed from there. Okay, I didn't never get an answer back about why these people didn't get a letter about information they need to bring in, why they was declined, or whatever the case may be. I was told by Commissioner Davis that he received information about numbers or something. That still didn't answer my question. That don't sit well with me. We need to know what happened to this money. Because if it was allocated for Opa-locka residents to get assistance with their mortgages, because I had a family, they was coming to me. They asked me, I led them to that. They sent the email, soon as it came out, they applied, because it was only to apply, you know, with the email. They got, thank you for your application. Never heard anything back. Never heard why they were declined, bring in anything, additional information, nothing. So we would like to know, I would like to know what happened to the money. Because if it was allocated for Opa-locka, Miami-Dade County shouldn't have been able to use the money. If it was for Opa-locka, I heard it was several applicants, 5 were qualified, but actually did that 5 get help? I would still like an answer, and I'm not gonna let it go until I get the answer. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Commission, Vice Mayor, and Commission and staff. My name is Dottie Johnson. I reside at 13724 Northwest 22nd Place. As of today, I've had the opportunity to await 25,777 days, which tell you I'm a mature adult. I've heard from this dais, this administration since 18, and I ask for you to seek legal advice from your attorney, because often you don't know who have a recorder. And it seems that some of you all are very relaxed in using old people as a part of your vocabulary, which I know the attorney can tell you about age discrimination, 40 plus. So be very cautious. I had an opportunity to attend the watch party meeting for Miami Garden Opa-locka yesterday, and some of the people are bringing that up. So be very cautious with that. For the record, I am the representative for District 1 for the Community Action Agency for Miami-Dade County, and I have provided information, but in my little 3 minutes, it's not like my other cities. They do allow me time. So I pass the information on. It's up to staff to get it out to the residents. Again, I'm going to mention that if you have 3 employees, you have 1 on contract because it's a firm, but you have 2 other employees that I do think that someone needs to sponsor legislation for the city clerk employment contract. And no, she have not talking to me. I just got common sense of the 25,777 days that I've been awake. On Burlington Street, it has been brought up, but if you look at that curb right by the fish market on 26th Avenue, you had the road paved, but guess what? The street, the holes are still there. I mean, someone should have been able to negotiate with the contractor, just put some tar in there, fix it up or something. Now, yesterday at the watch party, I had an opportunity to look at your presentation from the, what is Integrated, what was the name of the firm? Integrity Group. And they gave that presentation similarly in October of last year, which you all formulated your priority list. But no one from the dais gave any direction, not to you, city manager, to the previous city manager. And I put that up often, that once the presentation comes, it is up to the commission to come up with the legislation to move it forward. So I think last night, some of the questions that was asked of the current city manager was very unfair because you guys did not move the baton. I did have an opportunity in 2012 to establish several committees, and I know the bylaws, I have the bylaws, it's on your website. And I see some of the same members are on these committees holding the same office. Who monitor your own legislation? May God richly bless you on your decision, and thank you very much.
Citizens forum is open. Citizens forum is closed. Item 16. Item 16B. Madam Attorney.
Excuse me, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, amending Chapter 8.5 entitled Elections of the City Code of Ordinances by creating Section 8.5-10 to require electronic filing of campaign finance reports with the city clerk of the City of Opa-locka, providing for conflict, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date. The first reading was held on January 12th, 2022. This is sponsored by the city clerk.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please introduce the item?
Yes, good evening. This ordinance would allow the city clerk's office to receive campaign finance reports from candidates during the elections electronically and pursuant to state statute. Before we can begin this process, the city has to adopt either a resolution or ordinance to that effect.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna call for a motion to discuss this item. Can I have a motion? May I have a motion?
Wait, motion for discussion.
Yes.
Okay, move it.
Moved by Vice Mayor Taylor, second by Commissioner Bass. This is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. The floor is open for discussion from the commission.
Madam Mayor,
Commissioner Bass,
as I stated before, when this item came to us the
Can
first
you-
time.
can't hear you. Thank you.
Okay, I said, like I stated before, when this item came to us previously, it's just taking us where we need to be as it relates to handling things in a quick manner and not dealing with all that paper, all that waste of time. And honestly, I don't even think this needs a discussion. It just needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Mayor,
Vice Mayor Taylor?
I totally agree with my colleague. So I'm like her, I would like to call for the vote.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor.
Yes,
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Mayor Williams,
Yes.
motion passes 4-0. Thank you very much.
Item 16B2. Madam Attorney?
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, amending the annual adopted general proprietary and special revenue funds budgets for fiscal year commencing October 1, 2021, and ending September 30, 2022, adjusting revenues and expenditures as reflected in Exhibit A, providing for the expenditure of funds established by the budget, authorizing the city manager to take certain actions, providing for appropriation of all budgets and expenditures, providing for fees consistent with appropriations and amendment, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for conflict of repealer, providing for severability, providing for effective date. First reading was held on February 9th, 2022. This is sponsored by the city manager.
Thank you. Mr. Manager, can you please introduce the item?
Sure. This item, we've made had to make several budget amendments. We reflected that in the presentation on February 9th. And this is the second reading.
Okay. Call for a motion to move the item.
move it.
Moved by Vice Mayor Taylor,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bass. This is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open.
Thank you for the transparency. I would like to make one suggestion and then two suggestions. Going forward, if it's any way possible to put the amendment electronically so we, the people, can see them. I normally will request a package or go and look at it, but I'm dealing with death in my family now, so I really didn't do this meeting. But I've also mentioned several times about the bonuses for the employees. The bonuses have not been given to your employees since 2009. And I bought the legislation. And now that you're in a better posture for monies, the way that you improve morale is you take care of your people first. Not you all trying to get a raise first. Take care of them and they're gonna take care of them, you. And if you take care of them, we'll take care of you. So with all that said, I heard that you was negotiating. We didn't have any agreement negotiated and approved by your unions. You give a one-time bonus to the employees. I don't know, this is not really, and I'm not talking down, I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do. I'm just saying it makes good sense, good municipal government leadership sense that you have to take care of your employees. I mean, I've been in Walmart and some of your employees did not even have monies. And I'm not saying to brag because I'm blessed to be a blessing, but they didn't have monies to pay for their own grocery. Their grocery, and they're working full time. So something is wrong with the picture. And all I'm saying is search your heart and do the right thing. Thank you.
Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. The floor is open for discussion from the commission. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Mayor Williams,
Yes,
motion passes 4-0.
thank you. Item 17, City Manager's Report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the commission. I'll make this short tonight. You have we're provided a copy of some of the concerns that were expressed at last commission meeting. We sent those. We've been talking specifically about beautification, not only from the dais, but really the residents of this community as well. And so I had a conversation with a meeting rather with Miami-Dade Solid Waste on last week. We had a discussion about illegal dumping and curbside trash this weekend at no cost to the city. Miami-Dade Solid Waste picked up about 800 cubic yards of curbside debris. In addition to that, we had an opportunity to have a discussion about illegal dumping and our plan and enforcement to eradicate that. Part of that includes a task force comprised of the Miami-Dade Police Department, Miami-Dade Solid Waste, Miami-Dade Code Enforcement, Opa-locka Police Department, and Opa-locka Code Enforcement. They currently utilize cameras for some of their the areas that have repeat dumping issues and problems. I've asked code enforcement to provide us with our sites in the city that are consistent. We consistently see illegal dumping. They've also provided the specs for a camera system for which they utilize that we'll be able to possibly piggyback on a contract to have them installed in the city as well. One of the things that I noticed in reviewing our memorandum of understanding with them is that the trash transfer stations that they currently, our residents have to use is a distance. And so one of the things that I propose, I've instructed the Public Works Director to prepare the previous transfer site, which the city owns. He is going to get that permitted by Durham we'll rent cans from Miami-Dade Solid Waste. And then we'll staff that at least once a month and notify the residents so that we'll be able to, they'll be able to take their trash there to keep that from the roadside. In addition to that, the police department and code enforcement are out doing enforcement activity. You noticed last commission meeting, they are currently cleaning up the area of Alabama and that whole area there. I believe Commissioner Dominguez indicated that there are some roads in the city with potholes, Sesame Street. There are some other roadsides that we were able to address this past week. And that really completes my my report.
Madam Mayor.
Vice Mayor Taylor.
Through the mayor to the manager, not to put you on the spot, but I would like for us, because we didn't do it at the time, to acknowledge what our citizens brought forth to us in regards to Reverend Kelly, Ms. Mitchell, Ms. Johnson, all of those concerns.
So,
What I,
so, give me one second, excuse me. Technically, we're actually, that's what, you can add that in your report. So that's not on the agenda to do.
No,
So within,
I wasn't asking that we do it.
Mhm.
I wanted the manager.
oh, okay, no,
So-
I just thought you were saying, so I
No.
was letting you know. Okay,
Wait, well, since you brought it up, so we're no longer able to respond after citizens forum?
you can during your report, not after citizens forum.
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor, when did this change? Because
I was thinking the same
since
thing.
I've been here coming to these meetings,
Like, when did that change?
we've always addressed the
Address
citizens
our
right
citizens'
after they
concerns.
had a concern, so I'm
That's not true.
confused.
Madam Attorney?
Well, with respect to the citizens' comments, public comment is required in meetings, but it is for the public to comment. But you all have placed on your agenda, and the purpose for Commissioner Bass's ordinance that was passed some time ago, dealing with rules and procedures, is to have a future agenda items where where you put the future agenda item on, but you don't even have to be that formal. I think what your manager is doing is what should be done, which is he's coming back to you at the next meeting. You're allowing him the opportunity, so he's just not responding to something on the fly to, appropriately respond. But I don't think, at least since I've been here, sometimes, you all do comment after the citizens comment, but that's not really what the optimal thing would be, unless it's something very quick and you can give it to the person. What most cities do is they will have a lot of cities, I should say, they have they publish some type of information that's available to the public, like at the following meeting, and it will list out, or they may have a place where you can call where the manager's office will follow up, like they will do a checklist of the things that were brought up, and they will have a way for citizens to know what the response is within a reasonable period of time, whatever is decided by the manager's office. There are a lot of different ways you can do it, but to avoid just people coming in and kind of putting the manager on the spot every meeting, with something that he or she may not have the information for, is probably not the best way to operate. So I'm just giving you kind of overall best practices, not telling you what to do. If this commission decided it wanted to respond after every time somebody said something, you can certainly decide to do that, but it's not typically done. And that's really not what you all really, what I've observed has been done. When you have specific questions, those questions have come up as agenda items, or you may ask the manager, or you can give citizens a way to get their answers responded to, which is, I think, what they all want. They want a way to get the answers responded to, but I don't think you want to prolong your meeting or be inefficient in that way. So
I do understand what you're saying. I've been here for 2 years, and as of late, we just started not being able to respond after citizens forum. But I understand the change and I don't like putting people on the spot, so I understand that. But if that's the new norm, then it should be communicated to everyone. So that's what I'm saying, because it happened last meeting and then now it's happening in this meeting. But I was asking the manager to at least respond, to acknowledge that he received or took in what they said, to properly respond if in the future. But just, that's what I was requesting.
So let me respond, since it became an issue. It has been hit or miss. If you go back to some of the meetings, we've done it sometimes when we've been on this board, and sometimes it is not. What we can do to make sure it is properly done correct is we can make it a part of the agenda. So it's not that it's not going to happen. We just need to make it a part of the agenda. But however, it prolongs the meeting when every one of us responds, but we don't give an answer. We're responding to residents to say, we're gonna reach back to you. Our city manager will reach back to you, but we need to make sure that we have the answers, and we need to allow the city manager to get the answer to reach back. Because as you can tell, I wrote an entire page of concerns that right now we cannot, until we respond to until our city manager is able to fix, then we can respond back. So that's the point. We will be doing right now, it would just be for talk. Okay, Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just so for, I guess, not really instructional purposes, but part of the reason that that senior staff is here is they have a responsibility to take in information, all of these citizens' concerns. My special assistant sits on the dais with me, Ms. Lawson, and she is also recording this information. They're not waiting for me as the manager to instruct them what to do. They already know. They should be meeting with individuals who express concerns, particularly if it falls under their area of jurisdiction. And then what Ms. Lawson will do is set a timeline for when the manager's office wants this issue resolved. And then we prepare a memorandum and information to you and the remaining members of the body.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Manager?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any official board reports?
I don't
Madam
have
Clerk?
any, Madam Mayor.
I'm sorry?
There are no reports, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any future agenda items?
I have one future agenda item. And I think Ms. Johnson was in my notes. I did want to explore the bonus program for the employees, Mr. Manager, and the commission as a future agenda item. To sponsor legislation to give our employees a bonus. So I'll say it that way.
Madam Mayor,
Or
Madam Attorney?
just as a response, I think it's noted, and I'm sure to be voted on, but I just want to put out some information just so everybody's aware of it. There's a Florida statute, it's 215.425, and I think also it may have been incorporated in something that was passed previously by this commission regarding bonuses, maybe around the holidays, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it specifically requires that an award of a bonus must be based on actual work performance and describe standards and an evaluation process by which a bonus can be awarded. And so any policy designed to implement a lump sum bonus payment must base the award of the bonus on the work performance, describe the performance standards and evaluation process by which the bonus will be awarded, notify all employees of the policy, ordinance, rule, or resolution before the beginning of the period in which the bonus is to be based, and consider all employees for the potential bonus. And so I just want you all to be aware that it's not something, if you decide to do it, we will have to do it through an ordinance or resolution. And furthermore, it would have to be based upon some evaluation process that you would utilize per Florida statute. So I just didn't want to leave it out there, you know, with people thinking you just come back with a bonus and that's the end of it. It's actually a pretty, Florida statutes, Florida law requires a very intricate process now where you consider these guidelines per law, per state law.
Even if we're doing a one-time bonus, but you talked about something about holiday.
No bonus.
Something.
No, I was saying, I thought that during one holiday period, it may have been the year before last.
Yeah,
maybe
we did
wasn't
it
this period,
before.
But during one holiday period, there was a thought that, or talk about doing some kind of a process later in the future, but I don't think it was ever done. But be that as it may, that still would incorporate everything that I just read. It would still have to be done through a process where you consider it, you evaluate, you know, some benchmarks, some standards, and you have to notice them all before. And you know, it's something, it's like the Florida statutes, they don't just allow you to just give out bonuses. Like I know cities that have been cited through the Inspector General's office for doing that, right? So I'm just trying to let you know so that you don't think it's, you know, just something that's easily done. You could put it on the agenda. We can, you know, bring it up and put a bonus policy together, no problem. But I just want you to know there is a process for doing it. And it's not like everybody gets a bonus. You know, it's like you consider, maybe everybody does, but you have to do some consideration, some analysis, some evaluation in order to get to that point per state law.
So how was the city able to do that in the past, Madam Attorney?
I have no idea. Maybe that was pre the statute, perhaps. I don't know, but I do know that since I've been here, anything that we've prepared, it would have been based on that Florida statute.
Madam Mayor,
Commissioner Dominguez.
I think this all boils down to employees being evaluated. And are the evaluations being done when they're supposed to be done? Because I know that there's employees that have been here since 2012 that have not received a bonus. Okay, and how do we follow this up with the, you know, HR as far as the evaluations of each employee? So I think that's something that needs to be reviewed and followed up because it's happening. If there's no evaluation, how can we proceed with giving them a bonus? We need to follow the guidelines as far as evaluation. Every year there should be an evaluation. And it shouldn't be when they started working. It should be from June to June or July to July. That's how we get evaluated. We don't necessarily get a bonus, but we have to follow the guidelines and get evaluated each year. So I think that's something that needs to be followed up with HR as far as employees and the directors following with their employees if they're getting evaluated in a timely manner. So,
Madam Mayor,
Commissioner Bass.
I concur with Commissioner Dominguez. You can hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I concur with her. We have been barking about evaluations for as long as I've been here, since 2018, even though I had a break, came back. We have been literally barking about evaluations. I can't figure out for the life of me why it is so difficult for the powers that be, including the DAS, to complete evaluations. That is just the way it's done. Evaluations need to take place. When are we gonna get it together? When are we gonna do it the right way? I'm all for bonuses, but I want a city evaluation too, to see that that person is entitled to that evaluation based on their work ethics. And we're going to continue to bark until we get it done. That's why we have so many lawsuits and some of everything else, because we're not doing evaluations. Not doing it for what reason? What is so hard about doing an evaluation? You're a principal. We're all in leadership at our jobs. We are evaluated. Some of us have to evaluate people, and we're sitting here trying to run a city. I think it's 140 something employees, maybe 10 of us sitting here, 17,000 residents, 4 point something square miles, and we can't get nothing done. That's ludicrous to me. We need evaluations. And like Commissioner Dominguez said, I don't care if it's every 6 months, I don't care when it is, just get it done so we can move forward, so we can close some of these doors, and so that our employees will know what we're looking for and what's necessary to keep their jobs. So when they are dismissed, then we will be okay. We won't have a certain person knocking on our doors and sending us. I'm gonna stop right there, but y'all understand what I'm saying? Let's get it done, please. Thank you.
I'm going to, I'm gonna, not to beat a dead horse, but let me just say this. It is last February, when I was on this board, I mentioned the same thing, that I am in the time of, in my job of evaluating my employees. Exact same thing. And not to, as they say, put anyone on blast, but recently I was somewhere where an administrator at a larger entity other than Opa-locka recently hired an Opa-locka employee and said to me, can you believe they were not able to produce an evaluation in 5 years? And because of that, potentially this person may have to be released. That is, I'm sorry, asinine. I just don't get it. Like, so, and we're not beating you up, Mr. Manager. Please no, we're not. I think we're venting. We're venting. We're really venting. But it's just, you know, to keep coming back, you know, this to the same topic is just, it's ridiculous. Commissioner Taylor.
Okay, I didn't ask that. I understand about the evaluation, but I didn't ask that for us to beat up on departments or employees. I specifically wanted to do something for our employees. And I know that there's other municipalities that use their ARPA funds, which is one of the criteria in that, to give their employees something. So again, I'm gonna ask Mr. Manager and whoever powers may be, I would like to explore us doing something for our employees. So you don't have to answer tonight because this conversation clearly has went left and that was not my intentions. So, but we'll just have an offline. I just want to.
Well, I just wanted to go back to, we didn't mean that. We didn't mean to do that to your future agenda item. Just wanted to get that off our chest. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Don't be like that. Madam City Attorney, you mentioned that was one stipulation. I think that's what got us to that level. Is that a stipulation? Can we move forward with making this a future agenda item because of that, or will that hold us back?
Well, I mean, I think it sounds that the vice mayor may be withdrawing that request. I think that the manager is moving in the direction of looking at evaluations. I don't want to get on ahead of him, but I think he is moving in that direction. And so you're probably, you know, preaching to the choir at this point. And I think he hears you. And Mr. Manager, feel free to chime in.
I tell you, I have one on my left and I got Joanna Flores on my right. They look after the manager. You won't hear about, or should I say this, we're moving in that direction to kind of sharpen some pencils. And I don't believe, at least while I'm sitting here, that will be an issue moving forward.
Okay. Thank you. Any other future agenda items? Okay. Mayor Commission report. Would anyone like to start first? Okay. For Mr. Manager, just wanted to bring some things up. I did recently notice, and some other members of the community noticed the the potholes that's been around town. I got a picture of a truck in a pothole. And so we really need to make sure that, you know, we're getting our ducks lined because there's some things going on. I'm also hearing, you know, people saying that they're getting continuous flat tires and their cars are being damaged because of those potholes in our city, and, you know, possibly seeking legal advice because of that. So, you know, we don't want that to come back to bite us. I did, however, wanted to just bring two things up, and if we can check there's a tremendous amount of watercrafts that are being stored at residents' houses. As a matter of fact, right down the street from me, there's a yacht that I know is probably going to be worked on and serviced right there in their yard. I've seen all kinds of watercrafts. So my question, and this can come back later, if you can just come back and let me know, you know, we need to make sure if either two things, we are going to cite them, if that's something that we, you know, have in our code, or then we need to explore having a permit. Some cities make their residents pay a permit to have a watercraft housed on their property. So if that's something that we need to do, we need to explore that. That is another entity of making, you know, a few more bucks. And, you know, I can bring that as a future agenda item, but we need to really explore that because they're everywhere. And I'm talking humongous boats and yachts and everything else. Also, Mr. Austin, I'm not sure if this goes to Mr. Austin or Rogers. There is a tremendous amount of farm animals, i.e. chickens, walking this community like they own the neighborhood. If y'all don't see them, it's so crazy. We gotta get this under wrap, please, because they've taken over. So if we can, you know, who they belong to, do something called, you know, Humane Society, but we need to make sure that we get that taken care of. And last but not least, I asked for a report a year ago for the high-risk areas that had illegal dumping. I still haven't received that report. So, Mr. Manager, thank you for mentioning that you requested that, because I wanted to know what were the high-risk areas commercial and what were the high-risk areas residential, so that we know what we need to do to get those specific areas under wraps, and that we can talk to the constituents and let them know we're doing something about it. So when you said that, kudos to you, thank you. And last but not least, this Friday, please join District 1, Dr. Steve Gallen and I right here in the great city of Opa-locka here at Sherbundi Park for our youth showcase. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. We got 4-year-olds performing, which is awesome. So please come for that, for our Black History Showcase. And thank you, Dr. Gallen, for all your support. If there are any others, okay. Any official board appointments? Madam Clerk?
Madam Mayor, we do have a pending application that was submitted during the last commission meeting. It is an individual appointment to the Civil Service Board, and the applicant is Florelba Wright, just for your consideration.
Okay. Do we have the copy of the paper here, or it's just we don't need to?
I'll re-provide it
Okay.
via email, and perhaps you can consider it for the next meeting.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, if there's nothing else, thank you all so much. We had a great Black History Month. And again, we know the start of Women's History is slowly approaching. So have a blessed night and let's continue to move the city forward. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion moved by Commissioner Bass. Second by Vice Mayor Taylor. We are adjourned.